I like how that coach was really going out on a limb there with that assessment of the situation. Jalen Rose is here now. You've played there. How close are the locker rooms?
They're really close. And what makes this unique is that people forget the Clippers are the JV team. And he didn't like being in L.A. with who he was being coached by and who he was playing with. But more importantly, and they're
proud there. They let him have it. They have severed ties with Chris Paul. Hey, you played a long time in the NBA. I imagine you've seen things or participated up close. What's the worst thing you've seen that's similar to this?
So it'll be one of those, the older I get, the longer the walk was to school, because it really went down in those days, situations like that. Physical behavior to take place. But again, when you're competing, I like players to not like one another. I appreciate that. But when the game is over and
You just brought up Simmons and Lowry. It's kind of like a thing last night all across the NBA. Everyone was just feeling a little angsty.
But I hate when people curse at me.
Okay. You know what?
You want to curse back?
Simmons probably doesn't think of himself as a rookie, though.
He is.
I know he is.
As a matter of fact, he's a redshirt rookie. Imagine had the up front. I'm hoping folks can get his jump shot together, because it looks atrocious right now.
All right, Jalen, stay here. You've got a busy night tomorrow night. It's another ESPN Wednesday for them since Christmas Day.
Yeah.
What concerns you the most, though, about how that team is playing?
Two big problems for them defensively. One related to effort, one related to personnel. And the effort can change.
Yeah.
That you can control. Personnel, not so much. Effort, here's what I'm talking, it's personnel. And I don't know how the personnel is going to change anytime soon. The effort has to get much better, because I just don't think they're concerted enough in getting back and making teams play a half-court offense.
Trade deadline is February the 8th. Just going to throw that one out there, in case anyone's curious. That was a relatively calm game, though, by comparison to some of the other things we saw in the NBA last night, minus the Colt Shaw portion of the program for the Warriors there. Out in L.A., Clippers and Rockets feeling a little bit angsty with each other. The NBA is investigating. They're still trying to figure out exactly what happens, but Arsheli Smith was there. The other team can hear. We don't need diagrams. We don't need schematics. I do want your reaction, though, to what you saw last night.
Yeah, unusual situation because of the proximity to locker rooms. Obviously, this can't happen. And if
the NBA is still investigating the quote-unquote tomfoolery last night. But you know what? That's what we're talking about, Legs. We're not talking about the fact that the Clippers have actually won 5 in a row. Thanks.
Thank you.
That was 30 years ago.
Remember, the
today.
Broncos were up 31-7 in that game. It was an incredible comeback by the Browns.
Didn't remember that. I would have only been like 7, maybe. You know who owns the last Browns win in the playoffs?
This dude?
That guy, 1994. I don't know if you know this or not, but Belichick is now in New England, and that combination has worked out well pretty much for all involved. They have a ring for every finger. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I give Vinny Testaverde all the credit for that Browns playoff win, by the way. Belichick's tenure at New England has been unprecedented. A win Sunday, he will be another win away from a 6th Super Bowl title. We take a look back at a coach who didn't talk the talk, but without a doubt,
or much at all,
walked the walk. That too.
Junior.
Charlie Weis Jr. is 24 years young, and he has just taken the offensive coordinator job spot for Florida Atlantic, which was an offensive juggernaut. He becomes the youngest coordinator in college football as a result, replacing Kendall Briles.
And he's going to work with Lane Kiffin. What were you doing at 20? You know, don't even answer that question.
Well, you have a couple minutes to tell you about what I was doing.
Know these things.
I just want to say one thing before we go. Stay classy, San Diego.
That's a good final thing. Yeah, San Diego. And stay classy, Modesto as well.
First Take is next. Coast to Coast over on ESPN.